Hey guys, yeah, thank you for coming and checking out the video. This week, obviously, there's been quite a lot going on in the league. Majority of you, or everyone in the main two divisions, has received a message this week, and it's off the back of a lot of feedback from our coaches to the solution we implemented to allow new coaches to join season 3, and it's not really gone down too well. It's not being play tested properly, and it's causing, a lot of our players to lose some enjoyment in the league, which is obviously the last thing that we want. The main issue that we came from, or I've listed it as an issue, but it's actually a symptom of an issue, is the custom teams. So the custom teams have come in. There's 4 things I really want to flag with these. And again, just to make this perfectly clear, no one that has submitted a custom team has done anything wrong here. They've literally followed the rules that we set out. But I think the rule that we set out wasn't a good one. We didn't play test it enough, and obviously it's had quite a significant impact on a significant amount of our player base. So one of the reasons why the custom teams have been so difficult to deal with, is the fact that they don't hold any fan factor. So all the bloat that you pick up, all the fan factor bloat that you pick up over 2 or 3 seasons, so for some coaches this can be 100k, it can be 150k, depending on how they're doing, sits on that almost as a handicap. So coming in with none of that and skills up actually makes you way more team value efficient than if you had naturally played games to get to that level. So you've got skills, but you don't have any of the handicap fan factor bloat to counteract that. The second one is very TV efficient, so the TV has gone on to all of the players that you want it to. While we did limit the amount of doubles you could take, still having, when you play through a league or a couple of seasons, you'll find that you get an MVP on a dead guy, so you lose that TV, or you get 2 MVPs on a lineman that you don't really want, or you get your Kaz on a lineman, and your Blackhawks might take you 2 seasons to get all the basic skills on. A lot of these custom teams just came in perfect. So it's the fact that they're able to allocate the skills exactly where they need them to. Is the solution there a bit more governance around how you can allocate the skills, or forcing the coaches to take fan factor? Possibly, but we'd need to play test it, and I don't think it's a great solution. So on top of being massively team value efficient, you then have the fact that you have a lot of inducements as well. So some coaches, if you're a newer coach, you might not have built the best team, custom team wise, but the inducements will help you. If you're a top tier coach and you built your team super TV efficient, and then you get a wizard or a master chef or something like that, and quite significant advantages, again, it can make it for the core of our league that have been with us since season 1. It can make the games feel almost a little bit unfair, which is going to sound really daft, considering that the custom teams are usually TV down. But for example, my game 1 of the season was against Naraz. I've spoken to him about this. He actually had more killer skills than me after 3 seasons on his very first game. So I think that feeds into our 4th point as well, which is actually perception. If you've been in a league for a couple of years and you've really stuck with your team and grinded it out hard to get a team that you're happy to play and you're proud of playing, and then you can see someone bring in a turbo team out of nowhere, perception is a really big thing, not just in Blood Bowl, but in life. So if it's looked down on, people are going to be very resistant to change their mindset about things like that. So yeah, that was the issues mainly with the custom teams. But it all stems from an issue that we had with the league. So the whole reason I set this up is I wanted to get a collection of really cool coaches together that we could all play games with, and I think we've done that, which is great. the other side of that is I don't like playing in leagues where you will have someone that joins season 1, and it's going to be really funny because I'm basically going to call myself out here. Someone that joined in season 1 with a Nurgle team that is, 10 seasons, 12 seasons down, with that same Nurgle team that just has Claw Mighty on all the players and will not allow other teams to develop and actually have a chance at winning titles. I think it's gross. I think it's a way of covering a deficit in player skill, which is funny because I play Nurgle quite a lot, and I'll hold my hand up and say I'm bad. So I wanted to have a system that was competitive, and it forces a hard reset. So if you want to take, and this is a decision that I had to think long and hard about before I took Nurgle, is when I took them, I knew I wasn't going to win the first season. My whole aim was to hope I got enough SPP to win season 2 or 3. So if you're taking one of these slow development teams, you're really thinking the long run with this league, like you would be in an Eternal League, but our long run has a cap on it. You can't just go, well, I lost my 4th season with these guys, I'll just go for a 5th, then I'll get more Claw Mighty Blow, and then hopefully we'll RNG our way to win there. So that's where it came from, that's where the thought came from. What we hadn't planned, because when we first put this league together, it was 10 coaches, and that's what we wanted it to be. And then season 2, it expanded quite significantly. And then season 3, it's just absolutely blown up to the point where we've got over 30 active coaches, and we've got another 20 people in the Discord that I believe are waiting for our season 4. So we needed a solution, really, that's going to allow us to introduce people mid-time bracket, if you get me. So like if you want to join, like season 4 is a new time bracket, is how we've been working things. So season 4, everyone has new teams. Season 5, a continuation, but a new coach might join. So we need a solution on how we're going to do that, and we'll cover that a little bit later. So let me just read the points I've written. So poor system to introduce new coaches. So the bracket system allowed coaches to start the game on a footing at each stage of the 3-season time bracket. So I've kind of covered that up. So for coaches joining mid-bracket, we allowed them to use old CCL teams that can come in and par with middle of the pack teams of Death on the Pitch, so they can't just come in and dominate. I actually found that point worked really well. I did think that was a good idea, because while the teams that came in were strong, people didn't think, well, it's not fair, because those teams had gone through a gauntlet like the CCL, which is a very tough competitive environment. So in reality, whether you played your 10 games in the CCL or your 10 games in Death on the Pitch, you've played 10 real games, you've lost players, you've picked up niggling injuries, you've got skill ups naturally. So I never saw an issue with those at all. I don't think that was a bad idea. But then for season 3, we had a lot of people wanting to join like 2 or 3 days before the season started, and the whole reason people put leagues together is they want to have fun, and B, they want as many other people as possible to be able to share in that with them. And we've got some like quite ambitious ideas for this league, and like the more players that join, the better. So as a last minute decision, we went with the custom teams route, and we've covered that off at the start of the video why that hasn't worked. It wasn't something that we thoroughly tested. On paper, it's not a bad idea. So this isn't like a finger pointing exercise, although if it was, I could probably point the finger at me for okaying the idea. But no one's like to blame here, if you know what I mean. This is a learning experience. It's a new league, and even the admin team will need to pick up lessons here and there to make things better for you guys. So one of the really important things, and what prompted this, is I was getting a lot of messages on a weekly basis, and sometimes up to 8 messages a week from coaches that were really unhappy with the new format, and not the format, with these custom teams, and it was really cutting out their enjoyments. We lost a player over this, and we've nearly lost other players over this. So this is how serious it was. Restarting the league, or not restarting the league, but going into playoffs immediately and ending the season early is not something we're ever going to do again. But I felt like for the good of the league and the enjoyment of the coaches that were in here, we had to do something, right? so the first thing we did is we just asked the question, sort of almost anonymously, because you had to answer had to answer to me, but we're not publishing who said what, right? So, and I'm actually surprised with some of the people that voted B were not people that I thought would vote for B, and actually the majority of the people with custom teams said that they didn't like the format either, and that they would like to actually hard restart as well. So we put that vote out to everyone. The amazing thing for me about asking that question, I was quite nervous about how coaches would react to it, but the feedback that we were getting was like really positive. So whether people voted A or B, it wasn't like super negative. Everyone was like giving suggestions and things like that, and actually taking the time to explain their full thoughts of it, rather than just giving me a B or something like that. So it really helped like drive the decisions. So again, thank you to everyone for that as well. I really appreciate it. I didn't actually think that it would pass, if I'm honest. When I put, I'm like much like David Cameron when. Sorry, let Mr. Boo calm down. Barney. Yeah, this is kind of like a Brexit moment for me. So I threw this referendum up, not thinking that people would go for option B, and lo and behold, actually the majority, nearly. Well, I've put 80% on there. It was nearly 80%, but it was so far in one way, that we had no option to really follow it. But there's no point in just hard restarting the league because we don't like the custom teams and not fixing the issue that we'd initially caused. So what we wanted to do is make sure that as much of the community that wanted to be involved, because again, I appreciate not everyone wants to sit on a rules meeting or anything like that. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that you guys were all like consulted, so we could see, who's got any ideas, any useful ideas, and things that we can look to bring into the new season. I had a couple of my own, and actually, after we held the open sessions, the idea that I had turned out to be like completely way off par with what the actual league wanted. So we've actually found a solution from the community members, which is really good. And I actually prefer it to my idea, funnily enough. So yeah, the part 2 solutions is we held 2 open sessions with coaches to find out what they wanted to see implemented and see their ideas, and as a result we've been able to come up for a solution for season 4 as a community, which is the main thing, right? And it's not just a season 4 solution, it's a season 4, 5, 6. So now the really important bit, like that, like this first like 10 minutes or so, if you really didn't care what had happened and you just wanted to know what's going to happen, like you could skip that. But I think it's important to be like, whenever you're doing something like this, I think you need to be as transparent as possible. So that's what we're trying to do here. But this next bit is important because it's how we're going to move forward, and like we're going to put times and dates on it so you guys know like what's expected and when. So the current season 3 round will run until Tuesday the 4th, which is this coming Tuesday at 8 o'clock UTC, and then the divisions will be closed down. So regardless of your standing, you will have an opportunity to play in the cup if you want to. Again, a lot of people have not enjoyed playing these custom teams, and I know that they are going to sit out of the cup, and that is absolutely fine. However, I do appreciate that you guys have put some games in on your teams, especially some of the guys that have joined for season 3. You've played 4 or 5 games, and I think just taking away the opportunity for you guys to win a trophy is just like massively wrong and not something that I'd be comfortable with doing. So the KO Cup is a way of keeping some form of competition going for those teams, and to reward the players that have obviously put the effort in there. And also it means that I'm not going to go back on my word, because I promised a trophy at the start of this season, and we are going to deliver one at the end of this to the winner. So this weekend, every coach will be contacted and asked if they would like to submit their team into the KO Cup to win Season 3 and the trophy. Tickets will be issued on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock UTC after the rounds have closed, with a view to starting the Cup on Thursday the 6th. So guys, if you say you want to be in the cup, make sure you log in Tuesday night or Wednesday and accept your tickets. We're not gonna hold out on this. So if you don't accept your ticket on time, then you'll lose your space in the cup. So we're acting on like some quite tight timescales here. So point 3, while the cup runs, there is no reason we can't move ahead with season 4. Again, we're going to have the majority of our coaches just sat here twiddling their thumbs, which is something we want to massively avoid. So we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to start season 4 while the season 3 cup finishes. So you'll be contacted again this weekend. So we might do it in 2 communications, we might just do it in 1, to ask for a team name and race for season 4. We'll need the results in ASAP, as we will be looking to put the divisions together and publish them on the 8th. So on the Friday night, we will put an announcement out who is playing in what division and what the teams are. And then we'll start sending the tickets out on the Saturday. So I'll come in Saturday morning, I'll set the divisions up, and I'll send all the tickets out with a view to starting the league on Wednesday the 12th. So it's not this coming Wednesday, it's the one after. So just under 2 weeks till the new season starts. So next point is, how will the divisions work for season 4, 5 and 6? So for season 4, 5 and 6, what we're simply going to do is we are going to have a look at who is submitting teams, because we could potentially have 50 coaches for season 4, which is going to be crazy. And what we'll look to do is we will look to break them down in divisions of 10, but we'll make it, or try to make it, if it's possible, all the divisions match numbers wise. Even if we have to add in a bye week or something to make things add up timescales, we'll try and do it. So we'll either have 3 to 5 divisions. Now the way we'll do this is we'll do it based on player skill. So again, one of the issues we had with the brackets this season is we basically just split up the races, and what we found is that if you're a new coach coming into the league, you were perhaps running into some really high level coaches, and the games are almost like unplayable, if you know what I mean. So like if there's a coaching gap, and there is a difference in our league. We have some coaches that can get to the CCL final. I'm not that good. I probably class myself somewhere down here. And we have some coaches that have had the game for 2 months, so there's obviously going to be a skill difference. So what we want to do in this new season is do it on coach ranking. So we're going to go through, look at the results. Obviously we've seen your results and things like that now over the past couple of seasons or the past seasons or in other tournaments. So we're going to get a gauge on skill level. And I hope no one takes offence at this at all, by the way. It's not designed to make anyone feel bad here, but it's designed to give you guys a more fun playing experience and a more competitive playing experience. So what we'll be doing, we'll be breaking it down into like player skill. That's a really poor way of putting it, but it's the simplest way. So then on that Friday night, Friday the 8th, so next Friday, we'll then release the divisions. If anyone has a problem with the division they're in, please come and speak to me directly and we can have a chat. We can explain first of all why we've popped you in that division, and if you have an argument for swapping out, then we can like seriously consider that as well. So it's not designed to make anyone feel bad. However, it is designed to allow new coaches to come into the league for season 5 or season 6 with a fresh team. So how will new coaches join mid-time brackets? So again, just a reminder, our season works on time brackets. So season 1, 2 and 3 will one time bracket, and you can't take a team from season 3 to season 4, but you could have a team from season 1 to 3, for example. So season 4, 5 and 6 are a time bracket. Season 4, everyone's going to be fresh. Season 5, this is when you could potentially run into the same issues we have with new coaches trying to join. New coaches will always go into our lower division with a fresh 1000 TV team. Now, they will obviously be at a disadvantage in terms of team value, but after one season, it might not be that significant. And also the fact is that will be almost like our development league as well. So if it's a good coach, you can make up fairly easily 100,000 or 200,000 in team value difference with player skill, and then the season after you could be moved into a different division based on your skill level. I'm going to talk to Show Me Magic to try and work out a solution where we can give everyone a value based on player skill and also team value. So that's something we're going to explore. So we're not going to put our stake in the ground for how we're going to work out season 5 yet. We want to see the results of season 4, and then again as a community try and find out the best way to introduce new coaches and see what it is. Because if there's been very little development in that lower league, then the 1000 TV option is fine, and we should be able to just proceed with that. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching the video. I know it's a bit lengthy, but I wanted to take the time to actually explain stuff and not just almost come out and dictate what we're doing here. I wanted you to understand why we've made the decisions. Hold our hands up and say, look, we got that custom team rule wrong. But it's not any of the custom teams coaches' fault. It's my fault really for allowing that rule through without properly thinking about it. So thank you for everyone for sticking with us. Do really appreciate it. Thank you everyone for all the positive feedback and the support. If anyone has any issues or anything like that, I'm happy to have a chat with you over Discord if you want to do a voice chat, or if you just want to, if you've got some feedback you'd like to give me, that is more than welcome as well. I'm really excited to start season 4. I think it's going to be fantastic. And yeah, just really overwhelmed with how many positive people we have in this league, which is what we were aiming for when we started putting it together. We were trying to get a collection of like nice people that we want to spend time with and play games with, and the responses back that I've got have really sort of confirmed to me that we've done the right thing here. So thank you so much everyone. Yeah, I'm going to get this uploaded now, and I look forward to speaking to you all over the weekend and over the next week. See you soon.